Hey everyone, Batel Skater here. Welcome back to my channel and happy October 1st. Now, I realized when I woke up this morning that it's October 1st, which means that my birthday is in 26 days. So if you guys want to send me a little gift or some donations, some gratitude for me or all the work that I've been putting on this channel, all my information is going to be down below and I will chat with you guys there for whoever donates. I always do. Thank you so much again for all your donations and all your support and growing on this channel, which is honestly the most important part. So today I really wanted to give you a huge tip. Now I posted something very significant on my channel. Please go ahead and check it out. Posted about an hour ago. So for any future viewers, it is the October 1st post, which includes somebody else's video regarding, how the government, and we all know that for a very long time, is very evil. And toxicity is being enabled and praised. And I have been having a lot of comments lately on, people like myself, people like you who are battling the spiritual war that nobody else seems to be battling because they are so indulged in this toxicity. And that includes, a lot of sexual exposure. Just the other day and yesterday, sometimes when I watch random YouTube videos on the channel, there's these awful commercials about women speaking about their downstairs and, discharge and, what kind of condom they're gonna use, and just like nasty, nasty things that when you're watching a YouTube video and you're eating, you don't wanna hear that. Anyway, and there's a whole ton of things that I basically mentioned in that little post and the 36-minute long video that I suggested you guys, so please go ahead and listen to, which is so important. And it's not really the religious aspect, it is more the spiritual war that, many people don't really want to agree with all those terms because they have been so conditioned to believe that it's okay. But if you don't know how to live in the present moment and be a decent human being, not only for yourself, but for others, and you've noticed that not only that, but everybody's literally turning against good people, then that's exactly what's going on. So please go ahead and check that out. Now, today's video is going to be about do not speak energetically. I already made the title for it. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay. A lot of times we form toxic energetic bonds with narcissistic people or negative people or people who gave you a really bad comment on your Instagram, or send you a terrifying email, or you have people stalking you, in the street or anything like that. Now we have to remember that everything is behind the human flesh. Everything is inside the human flesh. Everything when you close your eyes is literally what it is when your eyes are closed. So you can open your eyes and see human form. But when your eyes are closed, you only feel the energy, which is all that there ever is. This is just an illusion of the 3D. And when I mean illusion, it is what our eyes can see because of the brain that created that vision. Now, as you know, blind people, for example, are geniuses because they use their senses, they use hearing, they use their feel, they use smell, they use certain neurons in their brain that detects with their eyes not being able to see. They can know exactly who a person is just by hearing their footsteps. They know when a person is lying to them just by the energy. So everything is energy. Now, I always encourage you guys to stop obsessively thinking. and stop living in the future and stop ruminating about the terrible past that we've all gone through. And there's a huge reason why I always encourage to be present, and it's because that's how you break energetic ties with negative forces. Okay. So write down on paper today your most obsessive thinking over people. It could be a toxic parent that you have long stopped talking to, but they just appear in your head over and over and over again. They even appear in your dreams. You know, certain toxic relationships that you may or may not still be in. Certain neighbors who just completely wanted to destroy your happiness. You know, certain people on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube who gave you a really negative comment, and now you're sitting there obsessively thinking about it. Everything is energy. And also when you walk in the street and you feel people's negative energy and you immediately start talking inside your head about, oh my gosh, why are they looking at me like that? Oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, they're so, you know, all these thoughts. And you start imagining all the worst case scenarios or the things that you want to do to them based off of the anger that you felt from them. So let's not forget that everything is energy. Okay, let's like really drill that one in. Now, when you close your eyes and you can hear your thoughts, you'll be able to hear where you're throwing energy at. Where you are energetically and telepathically still attached to people traumatically, negatively. So, you know, if you hear somebody like a sound, like a neighbor, for example, that you don't like, and just hearing them coming out the door, you're already thinking all these negative thoughts, and you're basically telepathically and energetically now attached to them. You're speaking to them. So you may sit there in silence and pretend like, you know, like you don't care, or like, you know, you're indifferent with them and they're not bothering you. But if the mind chatter builds up, now you're giving them energy. Now you're actually energetically speaking to them and they are aware of it. And that goes for every obsessive person that you may have in your head, somebody that you're obsessed over, somebody that you're pining for, somebody who's abused you years ago, and you still think about them. You're still energetically speaking to them. You're still giving them fuel. You're still giving them energy. And this is not to put you down. This is actually to uplift you so you can stay present and give all that energy back to yourself. It's a practice. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to train yourself to do it. You have to train your brain. You have to train your body. You have to train your feelings. Because in the end of the day, when you create a thought, it creates a feeling. And that is ego. Ego is the box chatter in the brain that is so unsatisfied with these awful outcomes, usually awful outcomes that happened, that it always reminisces in the head of how it could have and should have been, and how much it hates this person, and how much it despises this, and how much it that, and this person is annoying, and this situation bothers me, and oh my gosh, when I'm gonna see this person again, you know? And in order to win this psychic battle and to cut this energy terrible trauma bond tie with them, you can take all that focus back onto the present and stop talking to them. Every time you hear your mind energetically mentioning a human that you just don't like, or that they have done you wrong, or that, you know, you're anxious to see them again, you got to remember that they know that now. They may not know how they know, but they know that you're thinking about them, because that energy is alive in the air, in the air, in the air. So now sometimes the mind will scare you and go, oh my gosh, what's going to happen if I stop thinking about them? Are they going to get mad? Oh my gosh, are they going to get worse? Are they going to try to fight me? What's going to happen if I don't think about this and I stop thinking about it? What's going to happen to me? The mind usually gets to that. Now, me and you can speak physically, verbally like this. And naturally, people believe that that's the only way you can speak to people, verbally. But actually, since day one, since the beginning of time, it was always energetically first. And that's what connects us all, energy. That's what makes us one in that aspect. Energy. We are all energy forms. So when you can remember that and say, you know what? The illusion, people may not know, for example, that I choose not to speak to them anymore. It means I choose to energetically stop speaking to them. I choose to energetically stop focusing on them, worrying about them, thinking about them. And guess what? When you get that out of your energy field, the universe is naturally not going to show them to you anymore. They're not going to appear in your life. They're not going to appear in your dreams. Because you stopped energetically speaking to that energy. That's why I always encourage you guys that when you're walking in the street, focus on yourself. Don't give external people any thought or energy or looks or judgments or worry or fear about what they may or may not think about you or what's going to happen. You're fueling it. You're creating that energy bond in the air. You're now attached to that person. And they somehow magically start staring at you too. How is that? Ooh, I don't know, energy. A lot of times people do that to us. Right? And listen, everybody does it. You know, males do it all the time. They try to size one each other up when they see somebody who's more masculine, muscular, physically, or someone who's younger or older. You know, women do that. Who's more attractive, who's taller, who's more physically built. You know, there's a whole thing going on. And you notice a lot of times you're walking, you're like, oh my goodness, why are these people looking at me like that? It's because they're energetically focused on you. That's why a lot of times when you feel this with this thing, you're like, what's looking at me? And you look and people are actually looking at you. It's energy. Everything is energy. Every single thing in our world is energy. So the thoughts that you feed in your head is energy. The worries is also energy. The outcomes that you see in your head is energy. So you can always recreate and dissolve what you don't want and really stick to it. Really stick to it. You know, you get out the house, instead of saying, oh my gosh, what's going to happen today? You're fueling that fear. You know what you got to fuel? Oh, you know what? I'm walking right now and this is what I want to energize. I want to energize this walk. I want to energize this. It smells so good outside. You see people, don't give them energy. Don't speak to them. Don't speak to them. It's all energy. You don't gotta verbally speak again. It all starts with focus, with attention, with what you focus on, focuses on you. It's a mirror. You focus on, you know, worrying about these narcissistic people, they're constantly going to show up in your life. You stop worrying about them, they disappear into thin air. Okay? So again, if you want to stop thinking about some traumatic event in your life, if you want to stop thinking about this person who traumatized you years ago, you got to sit there and say to yourself, I am tired of giving you energy. I'm sick of having you in the back of my head. You don't belong in my head. I gotta release you and stop talking to you. Boom. Oh wow, what's next? I did this one. Who else can I detach from in my head? Who else can I stop energetically speaking to? And the more you do that, the more present you become. And then, hey, it's not gonna end. You're gonna go outside and there's gonna be forces out there who's gonna try to bring you back into overthinking, into trauma bonding. And then you go, nope, I don't wanna talk to you. You say to yourself in your head, it's again, we're all speaking energetically. So you go, oh no, I don't want to talk to you. This is not something I want to talk to. Okay. You validate there in that moment, your boundaries, your self-respect, what you want to focus on, what you don't want to focus on. Parasites, negative entities, narcissistic people, psychopathic people, they prey on people's mind. If they can control your thoughts, if they can consume your everyday thinking, then they have power over you. They have control over you. And that's why the energy is being drained. Once you go, no, cut, go get that from someone else. I'm good. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to engage with you straight up in real time. Don't want to. No more energy. And don't be afraid. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen if I stop thinking about them? What's going to happen is you chose yourself. And that energy is gone. It's not going to be fed anymore. No more nightmares. Staying present, you guys, is the ultimate destination to freedom, which most people out there don't understand. They need to focus on people and things. Oh my gosh, they looked at me like this and now I feel like this. Instead of, oh, okay, they looked at me like this because they feel some type of way. Okay, whatever, that's not me. Next. 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 Presence. Focus on the air. Focus on the walk. Focus on the breath. Focus on your surroundings, not people. The surroundings. If you're at home, what's your surroundings? You're safe. Nobody's attacking you. Nobody's hurting you. Nobody needs anything from you. Then you take that focus in your mind and you see what's going on in there. And you see what you need to stop speaking to. Oh gosh, wow, I had these thoughts, these repetitive thoughts for like, what, 10 years now? Okay, I'm speaking to those thoughts then. I'm always speaking to them. I'm always making them alive. The more you do that, and that's also called shadow work. You see the shadow self in the head, what you keep focusing on. And that's your reflection in the moment. But the more you get out of these thoughts and the more you let them go, you stop speaking to them, all of a sudden there's nothing there. What is there? Emptiness, peace, calm, presence. Now I can really focus on myself. Now I can invite things that I actually would like to see, would like to feel, would like to communicate with. I choose that. Me. Oh wow, it's nice to sit here and not have a thought. It's nice to not think about all these negative things and negative people. They took too much space in my head. I was giving them so much energy, you realize. And then when there's no more energy to give and pour out externally, all that energy stays in you. And that's where the strength comes. That's where confidence comes. That's where inner peace and self-love comes. That's when choosing your reality comes. I'll see you guys on the next mental health series.